kind of forgot
No,
it.
no, no, it's okay. No, perfectly said. No, that was perfect. I want to transition now into talking about your how the whole process of meeting your biological mother came into fruition. So I came across that, like, I did my research on you and you reached out to someone who does this for a living, where they helped adoptees come across their biological parents. What when did all of that really start to transpire?
Okay, so I can give you definitely the whole like rundown on that. So for starters, when I was, well, I'll kind of jump back a really long time ago. When I was younger, I always wanted to live in Texas. I never knew why. I had never visited. I just always felt called here. After my relationship ended, I asked my family, because I work for them, if I could move to Texas. They understood that my mental health was really important to me, that I needed to start fresh. So I moved here because I always just felt called. I never knew why, but I truly believe that if I never would have moved to Texas, I wouldn't have gotten involved in triathlon. And triathlon actually helped me find my birth mother because when I made history, being the first Vietnamese person, that was kind of when the some of the Asian community kind of took notice in me. And so I started having a few people from California, um, just follow me really. And so one day I posted on my social media that I wanted to find my birth mom. And I always wanted to find her when I was younger. One, I didn't know how. Two, I didn't speak Vietnamese growing up, so that was going to be a problem. And then the other thing too was I didn't think that I probably could have like dealt with it. I think that's so much to take on as a child and to really process. So I knew I wanted to be a little bit older, so I wanted to find her. But it just took off from posting it on TikTok and my Instagram. And then one of the guys that had followed me from California, he was like, hey, one of my connections is Kyle Lay, and he helps Vietnamese people. He lives in Vietnam and he helps adoptees find their birth families. And I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like sending over his contact information. I would love to like get in touch, see what we can do here. And then the next day was when I got in contact with Kyle. And the thing is, my adopted family, even my mom, didn't know that that was what I was doing. And at the same time, I didn't really want to tell her that I wanted to find my birth mom because in my mind, I thought I was doing the right thing because it's so much of an emotional investment. And my mom is already such a strong person, but I didn't want to bring her in emotionally if I never did find my birth mom. I was going to, let her know once I did. But I got in contact with Kyle. He found her after 2 days, which I was
Wow.
not expecting. I thought that was going to probably take months, probably a couple years.
Yeah.
So it happened so fast. And that was when I found her, I called my adoptive mom. I was like, yeah, so I just found my birth mom.
Uh-huh. What was that conversation like? If you don't mind
Um,
sharing.
yeah, between me and my adoptive
But
mom.
yeah, between your adopted mom telling her how you just found your birth mother, and like that's such an emotional moment for both of you guys, right?
It was, I'm not a mom, and so I will never understand how she feels in that situation. I know it was really hard for her because, she raised me and she has done so much for me. And so I think for a brief moment in time, she thought I'm going to lose my daughter to like her birth mom, and she's not going to like think of me the same.
Hmm.
And to be fair, I probably would have thought the exact same thing. We had some really tough conversations. about that, where I was like, nothing's going to change. It's just adding one more person in the family. I promise you. It's like, I still love you to death. I'm still going to come see you,
Yeah.
but it's just like, it's a new thing. And so it was the same thing with when I had that conversation with my adoptive dad. He took it a little bit harsher. Um, but I think overall it was just pure shock. But my mom, she wanted to come meet her too. So, my adopted mom accompanied me to Vietnam.
Wow.